I didn't think I was gonna have to make this video. I really did not think I was gonna have to make this video. You know, I heard about, you know, the TikTok refugees and then migrating over to REDNOTE, and I said to myself, it's probably only a few hundred, maybe 1,000 people.
This is the new REDNOTE app.
So now we know why America didn't want us to see what was going on in China. And if you don't know, head on over to Xiaohongshu and check out those grocery hauls. REDNOTE. Go to REDNOTE and check out their grocery hauls. And if that's not a slap in the face for you, look at how much they spend on healthcare. Look at how much they spend on rent. We looking like a big joke in America.
I said, no, there's no way that people will be that stupid.
Did you get a speeding ticket? Wait, Juffy, why are you making that face? Juffy, did you get a speeding ticket? Juffy.
There's no way people will be that ignorant to just go from one app that potentially could steal their data to an app that more than likely would, because it's run by the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party. It has openly shown that they're antagonistic towards our country, the US government. And they're not looking at it as, oh, I'm one of the good ones. I like Chinese people. They don't care. They see us all as the same thing. They don't like you because you're American. That's how they see that. You know, uncomfortable truth, but it's a truth nonetheless. They're our adversary, is what it is. So it just puzzles me a little bit when people they're going to REDNOTE, you know, posting, doing whatever they're doing. They come back to TikTok saying how, yeah, no, this is great. Like, the Chinese people are great. They're really nice, which I'm not taking that from them. I'm pretty sure they really are nice. Like, just genuinely nice people. And we'll get into why they may be so nice in general, and that relates to surveillance and some laws they have over there, which would be interesting. So stick around for that. People talking favorably about communism. And it's not a lot of people, but the fact is that there's more than a few hundred. That's disturbing, because I could have sworn in the beginning part of the 1900s, you know, pretty early on, I could have sworn we had a whole war about that. Yeah. Like, a lot of people were involved in that. That was a big thing. Yeah. I could be wrong. My history could be off. Look, my thing is this. I'm not going to sit here and try to make it seem like America's the greatest country in the world. They do no wrong. We have never done anything wrong. We're perfect. No. I'll be one of the first ones to say, hell no. There's a lot that we do wrong. Our government, as we can currently see, doesn't operate very well in certain circumstances. A lot of corruption going on. A lot of corruption. And this is the democracy. So can you imagine how it is in a communist society where you can control what your people say, what they do, and how they go about certain things? Because the reason why they're speaking so favorably about China, and not to say that they're lying, there's some people that actually are probably enjoying themselves. But for the most part, you do know that China has a very in-depth surveillance system and monitoring when it comes to social media of their people. So they can flag things that disparage their country. And for most apps that they have like, you know, the user guidelines and the terms and the rules. And within there, it pretty much says you can't speak about our government negatively because it might cause civil unrest. Now, what would one define as, you know, speaking negatively? However they feel like defining it. And you know what they can do? It's called subversion of the state, right? Pretty much a catch-all saying, hey, look, you said something about the government. You shouldn't have done that. And we might jail you for it. Probably will jail you for it. There's a lot of instances of people being jailed for speaking out against their government. The CCP. I guess you guys don't want to hear about the Hong Kong Apple Daily news company that operated from 1996 to 2021. And they got shut down because they made, you know, not so favorable remarks about the CCP and spoke favorably about democracy. And they said, cut that shit out. You don't want to hear about how they have internment camps. Yeah, they do. You know, funny how, you know, both instances of communists have internment camps. It's crazy. Yeah, for, you know, Muslims, Uyghurs, you know, which is kind of like a brand of Muslim. I'm not too sure. But yeah, Yeah, I had it in my last video, that very confusing spelling, the UYH. I'm not even gonna try. I'm gonna butcher it. Yeah, the Uyghurs. Yeah, they have internment camps for them. They're going on since 2017. Yeah, to indoctrinate them, because China isn't really like a religious country. It's more into science and everything like that. And that's cool. Do whatever you want to do. But they're like, yeah, we don't like the fact that you practice that. So you got to stop. And we'll set up a nice little spot for you right over here where you can learn how to stop. Yeah, so that's interesting. You know, we don't want to talk about the whole 996, because people keep talking about how, you know, it's so liberating over there, you know, with their work and everything like that. 996 is from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 6 days a week. Their people are heavily overworked. And they're not properly compensated. Like, the employers over there, because of like the job market and how it's so skewed, they are the ruling, not so much the ruling class. They call the shots. Because what happens is that they have all the power, and because they have like so many different people that need jobs, especially of certain pay, that they could pretty much make the rules. And they say, hey, look, we want you to work 6 days a week, 9 to 9. And you're going to do it because you want that pay. We're not going to talk about the micro apartments that a lot of Chinese people live in, because the housing market is kind of shit. No, we're not going to talk about that. You know, we're not going to talk about how they ban apps themselves, and how people say, you know, it's fascism when country ban apps and limit people's free speech. They've banned Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and I want to say Reddit. You know what else they banned? Who else they banned? My dog, my bear actually, Winnie the Pooh. And they did that because Xi Jinping, the president, didn't like the fact that people were saying that he looked similar to Winnie the Pooh, which I think is a high honor. He's a very chill, mellow, relaxed dude. Yeah, so he banned it. He said, "No, we ain't doing that. You ain't gonna talk. You can't talk bad about me. Hell no." And speaking about him, he's been president since 2013. He just keeps winning because he's just that great, even though a lot of the Chinese people have been voicing complaints. You know, so he's essentially put himself as a dictator, allegedly. You know, we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about the curse of 35, the curse of 30, you know, especially for the women out there when it comes to the curse of 30, because the whole feminism movement, how it works out there, vastly different, but the women are not catered to in the same way that men are within their society. There's a lot of dark stuff you should really look into. It's pretty bad. Because even though they have such like a media lockdown and such a tight hold on what their people can and can't see, some things do eke out. And then people that go there and travel, because I have a few people that I know that have traveled there, and then people that have done research on it, and I've talked to people that have. Yeah, a lot of this shit is not lies. It's not. And some of y'all just like, oh, I don't care. They could have it. Oh, my government has my information anyway. Yeah, like I said in my last video, it's rather the devil I know than the devil I don't know. At least with this government, I can at least assume and know to a certain degree what they're going to do with my information. Over there, with a country that is known to be our adversary that does not like us, I don't know if I want to take that risk. You know, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm just saying I don't want to do that. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. And this is not to say that I'm like, oh yeah, get rid of TikTok. I hate TikTok. All those people that make money on TikTok. I don't care. Like I said before, if you're getting a bag in some way, shape, as long as it's in a healthy way, it's not harming anyone, and you're not like causing harm to community people yourself, and it's not illegal, I don't care. Get your bag. I want all of us to get our money. We gotta. It's hard out here. We gotta do what we gotta do. But downloading an app by another government that doesn't really like us and being nonchalant about them having our information is not the way. I don't think that's the way. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not the way. You know, I don't know. The fact that I'm making this video is actually, it's just kind of crazy, because the resounding like hoorah for China is just kind of crazy to me. And I'm not trying to like disparage them themselves. I'm pretty sure they have some good parts of their country. Sure, cool. But like I said before, these people are being oppressed by their government, and they have no choice but to say nothing but positive things. And here we are as Americans with our privilege going on their app, spreading nonsense, because that REDNOTE Shangshu wasn't for what TikTok is for. Even TikTok isn't used for what it originally was for either. But REDNOTE was for restaurant recommendations, music, makeup, and I think shopping to a certain extent, because their terms and guidelines, which I'm going to put on the screen, they're pretty strict when it comes to like the whole shopping and everything like that. So yeah, and I have a strong feeling there are obviously going to be those that are learning Chinese. That's Mandarin, excuse me. That's fantastic. That's great. Cool. I don't care. Do what you want to do. You're an adult. But there are those that are definitely going on TikTok to, one, bring their degeneracy and their stupidity and talk about things thinking it's going to be the same thing, and it's really not. It's not. If you think you could go jump on that app and start talking about the stuff that you normally talk about, no. The LGBTQIA, or legitimate equality, like I like to say, probably not. And you're probably thinking, oh well, no, they're pretty okay with that. No, not really. They're not. Like, we can sit here and pretend, but they're really not. What you probably do see is that you see men wearing dresses and like lingerie, and the reason for that is because, and this is as ass backwards as it gets, they don't like women exposing themselves indecently, which is also going to be bad for those that like to do that type of work on TikTok and try to bring it to REDNOTE. But they don't like that, right? So they said, okay, cool. We're going to have men that look like women, you know, like slender frame and everything like that, wear the lingerie. So this way, women don't have to expose themselves. If you don't believe me, look it up. If you don't believe anything what I'm saying, please look it up. Like, go find some books in the library. I know some adverse to books. I understand that. But just look it up. And look, if all this is propaganda, sure, I guess. Like, my thing is, not 100% of this is propaganda, because there are people that have lived there, Chinese and not, that have said that these things that I'm talking about are true. They're real. So I'm not going to sit here and make it seem like, oh, I ain't going to worry about it. And my purpose isn't to like talk shit about those that have downloaded the app out of, and I have to say ignorance, because to just immediately jump to an app that you know nothing about with terms and agreements in not a language you don't understand. And I know people don't read that. I read it a little bit more since I started getting into tech and started realizing that they sneak some real nasty stuff into like user agreements. But I understand that. But at least have it be in a language that you can understand. At least if it's in English, you can understand exactly what you're signing up for. And I know for a fact some of you are not translating it. I know for a fact you're not. You're not. But that's okay. You know, you can do what you want to do. This is not to put anybody down, call anyone out, anything like that. I just want to keep people informed. That's all I want. So, yes, they most likely do have your data, and they can use it in any which way they want to. Don't download this on sensitive devices that have banking info, you know, passwords and username saved. Please don't. And please don't do it on government phones. Like, I don't think I have to say that, but honestly, I'm not even gonna lie to you. When I was in service, the things we had to tell people to not download on their like government laptops and phones. Yeah, so yeah, I'm just gonna have to say, don't download this on your government phone, on your work phone. Please don't. Just don't. You know, and just be aware. I don't know, like, I would prefer people just don't download it. Like I said, I don't care if you want to go there and get a bag, which it won't be the same, because the way they pay is different from TikTok and comes from sponsorships. And I think that you get paid in their money, their currency. And the way that, I'm not too sure how their sponsorships works over there, but yeah, I'm pretty sure people won't be able to make money like how they're thinking. So good luck there. I said, the fact that I had to make this video is just insane to me. I mean, of all the things that we can stand up and like, you know, and look, I understand that not all of this is 100% like, okay, this is serious. No, I understand a lot of this is just jokes for a lot of people. But at the end of the day, I just think it's so risky to just download an app like that. And I'm not saying that I'm accepting of what they're doing when it comes to TikTok, and that I don't know the real reason. That is because, you know, tech giants don't like the fact that they can't control what's going on, because that's a Singaporean, you know, CEO, and, you know, kind of like China adjacent in a sense. Like, I understand that, completely understand, but two things can be true at once. It can be that they're upset that they can't have as much control as they want to because they're power hungry, and B, that there is a risk to people's personal privacy and security. Like, I don't know why people see things as black and white. It's like, oh, it's only this. It's like, no, it's two things at once. It's just that the one that they're making it seem like it's mainly about, it's kind of on the back end. They're just like, well, oh, also this. And it's like, yeah, that's the main objective. But like I said, go off. I was actually going to go a whole lot harder in this video, but I sat down and thought about it. I was like, you know what? No, the main thing is that I want this channel to be something where we can talk and actually get to the bottom of things, you know, spread information. I'm not for misinformation. I don't think anybody is, but I'm definitely not. That sounded pretentious when I said that. I don't like that. Yeah. And like I said before, if this is all propaganda and everything I'm saying is just made up, it's just lies, even though it's coming from the mouths of some Chinese people that have lived there, then cool. Hold my feet to the fire. Call me out. I really don't care. Let me know. Be careful. I'm gonna have like the guidelines and some of the rules and agreements and everything like that on the screen here. So for those of you that want to download the app, at least you know what you get into. At least you know. I wouldn't do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna tell my people not to do it. They can do whatever they want to do. Don't care. Not my life. They gotta live it the way they see fit. And yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it for this video. So if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more like it, leave a like. Leave a comment too. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know if I'm off. Like, tell me something else that I may not know. Like, I could be missing a lot because I've always like kind of looked into China, because when I was in, there's like, I know when you hit sergeant, I didn't hit sergeant when I was in. I got it like a month after I got out, technically. It's crazy. But I know there are people that when you're a sergeant, you had to do, or was it staff sergeant? I can't remember. Wow, look at me, spreading misinformation. You had to do a report on like countries and whatnot. And I knew this guy, his country was China, and he talked about it. And we just like, I didn't really pay much mind to it because like, oh, that's crazy. And you know, so like doing this research now kind of brought up like a lot. So yeah, it was interesting. So let me know if you know anything. But like I said, leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more. Peace.